Severe weather hits Maryland yet again.
Strong storms causing dangerous flash flooding across parts of the state, leaving streets covered in high water. Hello, everyone. I'm Vic Carter.
And I'm Rick Ritter. Now, those storms moved through fast tonight, dumping heavy rain and causing several water rescues in parts of the state.
A flood warning remains in effect right now for some areas. South Baltimore was hit hard by flooding tonight. This was a scene along Patapsco Avenue, and of course you can see cars right there partially submerged in rising waters.
And as the storm hit, the flood alert sirens, they were triggered in Ellicott City. You can see water rushing down the street as it pours. And our viewers sent in these pictures of more flooding in Baltimore City. This is in Violetville. You can see 2 cars trapped in high water. And WJZ is live with team coverage tonight. We'll check in with Bob Turk in just a moment. But first, let's go to Rachel Menentoff, live along Key Highway, where a water rescue happened there tonight. Rachel.
Rick and Vic, people tell us they haven't seen flooding quite like this along Key Highway. And while we were out here, we captured emergency crews and Good Samaritans actually trying to pull a car that was trapped under floodwaters. Heavy and slow-moving showers and thunderstorms wreaked havoc on Baltimore City streets Wednesday night. Emergency crews responded to numerous water rescues like this one along Key Highway. You can see several people trying to use their own car as an anchor to pull a second car from the water.
My heart just sunk into my chest.
Connor Gray, the driver of that car, saying he misjudged the level of flooding.
I tried to put it in, park, but then it just all shut off of me at once. And these nice people at the 7-Eleven came to help.
Those same floodwaters rushed throughout the streets and sidewalks of Federal Hill, including right here along Cross Street, extending south of the city along the corner of Race and West Streets. Here is video courtesy of Taylor Hadley, who captured at least a few inches of rain rushing in between these parked cars. And just as soon as the water came, it subsided, leaving behind wet streets and some cars now in need of repair. Connor Gray says through it all, it shows the power of a helping hand.
Yeah, the people at 7-Eleven, some bystanders, it just goes to show, even though it's a pandemic and some pretty tough times, people are still willing to help out other people.
And according to our own calculations, thunderstorms brought in between 1 and 2 inches of rain, and in some isolated areas as much as 4 inches. We're live in Locust Point tonight. I'm Rachel Menentoff for WJZ.
Wow, Rachel, thank you. Now, flood warning remains in effect right now for parts of Maryland.
Let's send it over to Bob Turk, who's checking what we can expect and a closer look at those strong storms that rolled through earlier. Bob.
All right, current radar, it's quiet around the Baltimore Ridge right now. It's finally quieted down. Shower activity continues out in West Virginia, portions of Virginia, still heavier out there, but it's beginning to wind down finally. Let's go back to late this afternoon between 4 and 8. That's when all the heavy activity begins to develop, particularly over AA County, over portions of Howard, Baltimore County. We had flood warnings. We had severe thunderstorm warnings. Right now, the only area that's showing any possible flooding is right around that Elk Ridge area, south of our area. You can see that one little area there. Also out in Allegheny County, some of the rivers out there, some of the streams, still some flooding. That flood warning in effect till 2 a.m. Let's take a look at some of the rainfall numbers. The airport, 3.51 inches right here in TV Hill, pretty consistent across the northern section, northwest section of the city. 1.83 inches. Catonsville, 1.72. Ocean City, barely anything. 0.01. Up north of Bel Air, also report out of Forest Hill, hardly a drop of rain. Tomorrow, unfortunately, may see a repeat of some of these heavy rains. We'll talk about the forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Bob, thank you. Some scary moments for people in Ellicott City tonight. As we mentioned earlier, the storms triggered the area's flood alert sirens, and people were told to seek higher ground immediately.
Now, other parts of Howard County also saw flooding tonight as well.
Our team coverage continues now with Kelsey Kushner, who's live with more on the impact and the damage in that area. Kelsey.
Yeah, Vic, Rick, well, I'm out here in Oella right now, and even officials have some of the roads still blocked off. They're redirecting traffic because some of these roads still have damage on them from that rainstorm earlier. And one woman I spoke with says that storm was so strong it was shaking her house. It was a siren heard throughout Ellicott City. Wednesday's heavy rainfall flooded parts of Howard County, tearing up trees and bringing down power lines. In nearby Oella, devastating rain flooded parts of the Patapsco River and off Bonnie Beach Road.
I could see a river of debris.
Streets turned into rivers and water ripped up roadways.
It sort of looked like just a wave washing onto the main road.
As the storm rolled through, Howard County officials sent out this tweet urging people to immediately get to higher ground.
The river was moving pretty good underneath our building.
As the rain poured down, concern from neighbors grew.
Anytime anything happens around here, we kind of have our, alerts up.
Now, both Baltimore and Howard County are both under a flood warning until 2 a.m. Reporting live tonight, Kelsey Kushner for WJC.